the short version, I guess.
Whichever.
So yeah, I picked this up for about $400 as a flash, and I was wanting to do a homebrew, and so I thought, well, I don't know, instead of like completely rebuilding building everything new, maybe it'd be a good idea to start with something. It didn't have any electronics.
Yeah.
So, and the playfield was beat. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna do some playfield restoration too. So it was like bare wood, and the inserts were all blown. So I'm like, all right, I'll figure out what I need to learn. So it was my first real restoration, and so all new inserts, some airbrushing, and kind of like painting this stuff was hard. And I didn't do the best job, but
No, it
a lot of
great.
clearing. So the surface is good. There's things that I do better. And I also did a hot tip playfield restoration. It turned out pretty good. And then because it was all new, like I'm using Cobra Pin in here, but I actually had Fast in here first. But I moved Fast to another cabinet that's like going to be a brand new machine, a brand new homebrew. And then just started to like have fun with it, right? Like put a round screen in there, and with video, and put an apron in here with stuff, and stupid stuff like little studs on the sides, and if you're like, what is Flash, right? Flash, he's not a speedster. He's not Flash Gordon. He's not Poseidon. Even though this is all yellowed, this blue turns green and it looks like sea foam, and he's coming out of the ocean. He's not. It was marketed in Europe as Zeus. He's basically Zeus. So what I want to do with the code, So what I want to do with the code base is make this into a choose your own adventure, where depending on your first shot, it'll either be like you're a young Zeus having to work your way through, like fighting your way out of the grotto, and tackling some monsters, and maybe go to Hades and back, and that kind of thing. And so of course gods are metal, so it plays Metallica, or maybe you take one of the women in the Greek mythology, and you play one of those routes, or maybe you take the Hades route, and you're like just trying to do what you're doing, right? So that was the idea. And then the cool part of it is based on your shots is at the end of it. This isn't coded yet, right? But based on your shots, there'd be like a little epitaph saying like what you did, what kind of multi-balls, and what your score was in the video.
That's really cool. So it's like it's not the same game each time. It's something different.
Yeah, a little something to take a screenshot of, maybe. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and I put a multi-ball changer in here, so flash to the multi-ball.
That's fun. That always makes it more fun.
Let's see if we can. I mean, right now it's just basic play, right? So I don't even have real good light shows and everything else. So, but it's a little bit higher energy at least with some Metallica going, right? Yeah, I mean, I still keep some of the same sounds in it, but the idea is like do some of the overlay and whatnot.
No, that's great. It's amazing some of the stuff people just pick up an old machine and come up with new stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. But I wouldn't have guessed. I would have thought this was like a reproduction of playfield here or something. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I played with water slides. My biggest problem with the water slides was getting my laser printer to like print dark enough. I ended up doing cutting out with like vinyl, and then airbrushing. So some of these are airbrushed, so those are darker. Other stuff, just lots of like hand airbrushing to like match the center, because that was all wood. I ended up doing this like 3 different ways, because I was like trying to put like from the sides. There's like a giant. I was trying to incorporate like this concept here, because it's here, it's also in this, and so I'm like, this is kind of screwy, this whatever swamp world. I don't know, I've mistook it for a swamp world. It's actually just like it's not a swamp world. I don't know. So I made this into a giant pyramid with that sun thing in there, and then lightning bolts coming out that like actually hit all the numbers.
Nice.
And it looked really good, but I couldn't get the colors right, and so it was like shockingly off versus everything else. So I loved the. So actually, I put it right in there, but I couldn't get the colors right, so I scrubbed it all and then did it again. I spent so many months on the healing bench doing nothing, while I just waited for my mind to like catch up with.
You had fun though. That's important. At least looking back, it was fun. In the moment, I'm sure it was frustrating.
Yeah. And then like these slings, the original slings are like, I don't know. I actually kind of like the art on a lot of this. I mean, it's still somewhat kind of marginal, but these were the worst.
You have to look it up. I can't remember what it looks like.
They just don't even match the rest. It's just really poor. Nice. So I kind of made to these to kind of hopefully fit in a little better. I don't know.
Well, no, I'm impressed. I'm actually tearing down a Matahari trying to do something similar.
Yeah.
So, see how far I get with that. Kind of stopped with trying to modify the play field to put the shooter thing in, or the prop, and the auto plungers.
I know everyone's like, don't modify the old stuff. It was great then, like, don't mess with it. But then we get like a modern Stern, and then the first thing we do is like, how many mods can we throw in to make it better?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like of that idea of like, these things have been around forever. Most of them gotten thrown out because especially Flash was not necessarily a great player exactly. It has nostalgia if you were there at the time and you loved playing it, right? But why not just mod the hell out of it and have some fun with it?
Well, it's not like I'm destroying a nice machine. It's going to be firewood.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, this one here, I had to blow out the back, the bottom, paint it because it smelled so bad, scrape out all the mold. I mean, kills the. Yeah, I know you've. You've salvaged some wood and thrown a lot out. Yeah.
But no, it's great. It's playing again. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your little interview, I guess. But it's pretty slick. I got to get into this. The homebrew stuff is really fun.
You curious to see what it looks like inside or not?
Yeah.
Here. It's a total rat. I mean, like this kind of, well, first of all, like I did this like more of a home run type thing, meaning everything comes down this big thick cable with the idea of it's, because I could have put more of these boards up here and then run USB to this and then had shorter runs on this stuff.
Yeah.
And because I'm not using like the older style, the lamp matrix or the switch matrix or any of that, everything is single run, right? So every single switch
has a wire.
Yeah.
Or two wires.
Anyway, you got your grounds obviously, and then but it's a single wire, signal for everything. And then for the lights though, I do this. And I really like this approach. These are individually addressable. You can get 5 volt and 12 volt, and the only real difference is 12 volt goes further without having to re-inject, so you can re-inject about every 100 or so, maybe 150, and then 5 volt you want to re-inject about every 50. You can actually, this is what I was pulling up over there is with NPF, you can actually take a picture of it, and then you can actually map everything out, and then you can actually just do wipes and fades and everything, and it'll automatically like draw up the light show for you based on the location of things.
I've seen videos and stuff for that, but yeah, I like what you did here with these inserts to where it's not going to bleed over and everything, and it kind of probably reflects it a little more than a bright light.
So take a look at this. So these, the reason I got these is they have like a little bit of a nub on there. And you take a look at here, just look at this little pattern.
Oh yeah, okay.
So then I just 3D print there so that it slots in, and there's just enough of a groove that you just give it a little quarter twist, and then, I mean,
nice.
You wouldn't sell it like something like that because of it, you know, for a professional system, but
No,
for knocking around or wall art or anything like that,
Yeah, exactly.
it's totally fine. And then for some of them, yeah, it's just more of a, or the througher ones, they friction fit in. And then, like, you know, whether or not you can't hit, like, I mean, I could cut this and then and do wiring, or I could just say, you know what, these are so cheap,
Right.
I'll just skip a few and then I'll just turn those off,
Yeah.
right?
Huh. I like that. That's probably a lot cheaper than buying those individual lights and cables and mapping that all out.
Yeah, well, because then, yeah, and then you have to, you know, it will look nicer because you're cutting and soldering, you know, all three of those wires to every single one.
Yeah.
But then that's a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, that's great.
and then power supplies, I'm using like a computer power supply for 5 and 12 volts, and then a beefier one for 48 for all the coils.
Nice. That's awesome. It's shaker motor and everything.
Yeah.
Is that plugged directly into your Cobra board, or did you have to put another
Yeah,
driver?
that's straight on the same 48.
Nice.
And yeah, any of the Cobra fast, they just run it just like a solenoid.
Well, fun. Well, thanks for showing me around. It's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot more intimidating sometimes than you think it is.
Have you been up to the Austin Pinball Collective?
The Austin one, yeah, I went there and dropped the machine off for Chris and just took a little tour.
Oh yeah, which machine was that?
All right, well, hopefully you can hear that. Yeah, pretty cool machine by Ted over there, so thanks for watching. Catch you later.